Hi guys. So when I was preparing for this TED Talk, I was thinking a lot about the topic that I wanted to present to you guys today. And hearing all of your topics, I was really inspired to talk about active youth participation in democratic society as we know it today. Because nevertheless, everything that we are doing and even the things that you are doing this week are contributing to an active society. So I wanted to maybe speak about an event that really touched me or that I could share with you and you could maybe have something out of it as well. So last week I had the pleasure to be active in Youth Action Week in Strasbourg. It's basically youth from Europe gathering in France we had prepositioned 50 points for the program for European Parliament on the themes like digitalization, active youth participation, or peacemaking. But why do I want to talk about this topic? It's it's universal. It's not just for me. It's not just for Nina or. It's for each and every one of you because you are youth. You are people who make our tomorrow and your families will live our today if we do not make a change. So what is participation? It's so important for young people to participate, especially because we want to bridge a gap between social economic differences that youth faces every single day. And it's important for people like politicians, active politicians, not just on local and national grounds, but also European grounds, to hear us and to live how we live. One thing that really touched me when I was in Strasbourg was the fact that we don't come from the same backgrounds. My experiences are not your experiences, so if I can learn and make a better proposition for either protecting active youth, protesting on the streets, and I can do it because you shared your experiences and maybe your country didn't protect you while you were doing it. We know, I believe everyone heard about the abortion ban and things going on in Ukraine. So when I was talking to these people, it was only then that I realized that I'm very lucky to live in a country who accepts LGBTQ community, who allows us to have abortion if needed, and gives us freedom of speech. So what can you do to start? I had this great experience last week. One reporter flew in to do an interview with me, and he asked me about how can youth start? Because what I've noticed when I work with Slovenia National Youth Forum, I noticed youth, they don't know where to start. Politics can be very gray for them because they don't know about the topics and they don't know how to enter the conversation. So what I would say to you is start locally. I believe everyone, whether you're from a village or a city, you can pinpoint a problem or a solution for the way that things work around you. And what I've noticed, especially after COVID, was that in Slovenia it was pretty bad. People were losing their jobs, the government wasn't really doing good, if I can say so myself. But the main point was the participation grew. Youth started being actively involved in formal governmental or non-governmental organizations. They went out on the streets. People were getting pepper sprayed, but they stood their ground. They showed their vote, which everyone has a right to vote when there were elections, and previous government fell, thankfully. So what I wanted to say was the last day of Strasbourg, I will embarrassingly admit, crying to my mom because I wasn't sad about leaving. I was glad that I felt so much hope because of youth that was so democratic, so active, and involved in the participation and the making of tomorrow, and it made me feel safe, and I hope each and every one of you can do it for yourselves and your families. So that is why active participation is so important, and I hope you take some of it home.